Where's the music? Oh.
You know what happened? I forgot to hit live. Now we're live.
Now we're live.
It'll be a complete shit show today.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. Eric will be all over us for that one for sure.
Oh.
He was giving it to us last week because we missed stuff, remember?
Oh yeah.
Correction
Oh,
mode, eh?
He gave us like a half a thumbs up or whatever.
Yeah. He cut the thumb off. He's like a typical farmer or something. Oh my God.
So what's up, boys?
How's it going?
Another Monday night. We're here with I'm Sick Santos. He's whining like a little bitch already.
If I race out of the screen, man, there's
I'm
a
not
reason.
the king of Saugers.
There's a reason.
Leon anymore. Whatever. And myself, Short Fuse. So, what's going on?
Yeah.
Hey?
Watch it, man. What do we got? What do we got coming up?
Oh, we got a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to talk about Eric being in the warm weather down there, trying to tease us with all these plates of food. And
you saw that? Yeah.
Hey? And then
all those pictures of food.
Yeah, we're going to talking a little bit about the Bass Elite and the Opens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think we're going to jump right into three of the guys that do a lot of guiding on Lake Winnipeg. I mean, we could take every guide and put him in here, but we never get the show done until midnight. So, because everybody has a different opinion on everything, right? So,
yeah,
definitely.
Alan Ali, how's it going? Andre Carrier,
Boys.
Jesse,
Morning. Hey guys.
Brandon, holy smokes, Carlo.
They're rolling in,
Robert,
rolling in.
Mazer, you're just as bad as those guys that we always talk about that keep everything. I'd seen those pictures of the fish you kept.
Ooh.
Like massive.
Yes.
Well, David Schmidt, I was going to let Santos start the show, but he'd probably cry and go home.
Yeah.
I got a reason today, man.
Yeah.
Hey?
I got a reason today.
Grayson, yeah, whining and whining. So
yeah.
We're starting to get guys in the green room. They're just waiting in the back room. Have a beer, Donovan, on us. David Jr., Joe Tilley, all the way from Alberta.
Yeah.
Jerry, Brett, Wayne G. How you feeling, buddy? How you feeling?
Wayne.
He's getting better and better, eh?
Tyler, I need to buy myself live imaging, he said.
Now he needs
Jason
it.
Reese, James Friesen,
All
Murray.
of a sudden.
What's going on, buddy?
We
Dave
got a
Simpson.
loaded. The fans are out for today.
Stuart, Jason, and Brendan Stats. Oh, and then, of course, the sawed-off little Mike.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Hopefully the fans aren't as finicky as the fish on Lake Winnipeg.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Hey, congrats, Santos, second place or something like that.
Yeah, basketball tournament.
Yeah.
Boys did really well, so
Yeah.
I can play about that. But now I'm sick now, so
You caught the big germ ball when
I don't know, whatever it is, man. It's knocking me out.
Yeah.
But the boys did really well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep the white pail handy beside you there. So.
Speaking of white pail, Mazer said he didn't keep anything over 20 inches. I call bullshit on that one.
Ooh.
Mazer?
I think I saw this.
Bro, yeah. Randy Bean, how's it going, buddy? I know. I seen some pictures there, man. He's like keeping everything.
Hey, Mazer makes any fish look small, man. So anything could be under 20 inches in his pictures, man.
I know. Here, I got a meme. This one's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
My life savings, more fishing lures.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's how it works, man.
I got so much tackle that I'll probably never use in my lifetime, and it's all wrapped and it's just sitting there.
We just keep on buying. Keep on buying.
I know, that's all we do. We just keep on buying. Of course, you guys all remember I'm on Apple, right? So this is a pain in my ass to do. So
I opened a little tackle bag on the weekend there, and I'm looking at 5 jigs the same color. I'm just like, oh, which one should I use?
What jigs
all it's all the same color. I'm like, fuck, maybe I should.
And what color is that, Leon?
No, it was like this green color.
Green color, eh?
Yeah, chartreuse kind of. But I think what's hot out there, so I'll have to. I may have to make my way to the tackle shop and
what is that? Are you keeping it a secret?
I'm not saying it right now. I can't. There's too many people out there. I don't want them to undercut me.
Really? You're gonna be like that?
You know what it is. It's just a spoon with a minnow head, and it seems to be the spoon working over jigs on the weekend. I think is what seems to be
I
hitting.
always use spoons.
Yeah.
Maybe that's my problem. Anyone been at Pelican Lake lately?
No.
I haven't, but I heard somebody was there on the weekend with 11 people and they caught 2 fish, I think.
Ooh.
2? That's it?
And they were pike.
Yikes.
Oh.
Michael, correct me because I think his buddies were there or something. So that's what happened there. So
I think my issue when I use a spoon is I'll drop it and I'll jig too much, and then it'll get tangled up on my line, right? So
well, maybe you can ask some of the guys that'll be on later on tonight.
How to fish.
Talk about it. How to fish.
Yeah, how to fish.
How to fish, Leon. Perfect show for it.
So Brandon says
I think I
dynamite
got-
is needed for those fish on Lake Winnipeg lately. Sure,
Yeah.
fussy.
Yeah,
Yeah, they've been kind of hit and miss, I think.
They are, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Good evening, Barry. What's this? What did he say here? Where are we? Jason said what? Pelican is my home lake. It's starting to warm up.
Starting to warm up.
It is warming up outside.
Yes.
Went trout fishing on the weekend for the first time. Bought $100 worth of hooks and bait. Learned I hate trout fishing. So in other words,
Oh,
you suck
come
at that
on.
more than you do walleye, Tilly.
Come on, Tilly. Trout fishing is awesome, man.
Yeah, it is. It's fun.
It is a lot of fun, man.
I'm sure it is. I did this not that deep in my pockets, but I did the same for a trout experience. And ooh,
Hey, what's missing in this picture?
There's a lot of things missing in that picture, man.
Oh, a white bucket. There's a white bucket missing.
that's
Hey,
what the
that's
phone must
Eric.
be propped
Is that
up on.
Eric?
That's Eric. Yeah, Eric teasing us that he's fishing open water. That's not very nice. I can't
No,
believe he's doing
being
that
a
to us,
mini.
man.
He's being a
Hey?
bully, eh? He's being a
Yeah.
bully.
He's been an absolute bully. Can't believe that. So,
Yeah.
so what else? Santos, did you go out on Sunday?
No, I stayed in all weekend, man.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
here.
didn't fish. I fished on Wednesday. Oh, I should say that. I fished during the week.
on your PlayStation.
How was it? Hey, look, when Eric comes back from holidays, he's gonna have to
Oh.
go to the elliptical or something.
Yeah.
You know what this reminds me of? Your brother, Jeffrey,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
Garther Chung
Exactly. With the lobster heads, man. Holy
with the
smokes.
lobster heads. That was disgusting, man.
They were eating them up. Left.
They
like,
ate everything, like everywhere.
Yeah.
It was
If
brutally-
anybody from Shapes is out there, we may need a sponsor for Eric
yeah, no
to get him
kidding.
back.
And here's the boss. He's checking out all the bait fish
Oh, yeah.
swimming in front
Yeah.
of him.
Look
You
at
see all
that.
that bait fish?
Yeah.
Hey, he's just eyeing them up. He's thinking, how can I get these home to put them in my fish tank? They're
Fish-
little
yeah,
baby
exactly.
Perch. They look like little
Microfish.
baby perch.
Yeah.
Hey,
Microfish.
yeah. So
Right there.
that's good. What
Yeah.
else is going on? Hey,
Well, who went out? You went out, Leon, on what, Sunday? Or
Yeah, I
Saturday?
went out Saturday. The lake wasn't that bad for truck access. Like,
Yeah.
definitely some rough spots. Some deeper spots, but there was 4 of us. We all made it good. No issues there. Like, nobody got stuck. It was good. Lots of people were out. Like, we got there to our first spot pretty early,
Yeah.
and we looked behind us, and it would look like a wall of vehicles. Like, so. And I didn't hear too many people screaming. So,
The real
No
news
way.
people want to know is how was the fishing?
hey.
oh well, people were catching. I wasn't.
So it's like this then. It's like this meme right here. Fishermen
Yeah.
these days. Look, son, another bent pole. So if somebody's screaming at a tent, everybody's going to move that way. That's what
Yeah.
happens.
That's what Sanchez is going to look like in 50 years with that red hoodie on. The white
The red hoodie?
but he doesn't have white hair. It'll just be
No. I'll be looking. Like, I don't want to search no more.
No way. You don't want to search no more.
No.
How come?
Oh,
Well, I know that we went out on Saturday.
Yeah, you guys were on 2. Yeah.
So I had all the intentions of we were going to start shallow. And then I decided, okay, we're going to drill some holes. And then we caught a few fish shallow. And then I says, well, I kept watching the my active target, and they were moving even farther into shore. So I said, well, I'm going to push it to shore some more. So I pushed it to shore, and that was the last move we did, because if you look at this piece of ice, look
Eat
at
your blades
all the
up, eh?
gravel in there.
Yeah.
So I ended up eating 2 sets of blades.
Yikes.
One on the 10-inch,
and
then my 8-inch, and it was like just pissed me right off.
Yeah.
So I felt bad, but I mean, there was a lot of fish in shallow. There's the blade right here. Like you can see how it's chewed up on the edges.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that little nickel make it that much harder,
eh? I killed 2 batteries drilling 12 holes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's all it takes. Doesn't take much of these blades, man.
No. So apparently this is what my blades look like now. Right there, all fixed up.
Hey,
everything fixed it up there.
Yeah.
Razor's edge sharpening.
I got to go see him too, I think. Yeah.
Back to brand new.
Yeah. Back to brand new, just so I can drill another bad hole again. That almost sounds bad, eh? I could drill another bad hole.
So how's the bite for you on that day?
I did okay. I caught fish.
Yeah.
Most of the day, I think around 11:30, it kind of got it kind of died down.
Yeah.
But we couldn't move anymore, right?
Yeah.
So then we waited it out, and then 4:30 comes around, and I had this massive one come up, and I kept losing it. I couldn't see it. I don't know if it's just the depth of the water or the way the transducer was sitting.
Yeah.
And then one came in, and it stopped 5 feet away and just sat there.
Right.
So I said to Gladys, "Is one more hole. This auger has to drill one more hole." So we drilled it, and then what ended up happening is I got Mike to drop down, and he dropped right on top of it.
Yeah.
And that didn't work, so I gave him the one lure that worked quite well for me, and he dropped it down, and sure enough, it comes up, and
bam!
Guess what happens?
Snaps off.
I'm calling him Captain Stonehands now.
Calling you out, Clat.
Man, it took us like 5 minutes to drill that one hole.
Yeah.
So it was crazy, but Carlos, this fishing's been decent.
Yeah. Tight-lipped.
So.
There is a lot of active fish. I know when I
went
out, we saw a whole bunch moving, and that was one of probably our better days compared to the previous days we've been out.
Yeah.
Still wasn't lights out, but compared to days before, still got a lot more bites than most. So.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody's starting to get this letter now, right?
Yeah.
So what's it say here? Sunday, March 5th. They want everything on or before March 5th. So I guess they're going to waste our money March 6th.
Yeah.
So that's just for the river, correct?
Yeah, that's just that river, that one stretch that they always do, so it doesn't jam up, but it still jams up. So.
And when is the day for the lake shacks to be off? Do we know?
No, there's like end of the season.
Okay.
Oh, look.
That's a lot better than.
Mike got a job at Lafarge with his concrete hands. So, but
that's a lot better. Weren't they talking February 20th or something like that for the shacks?
I don't know. Is that what they're saying?
That's what Rick is saying.
Yeah.
February 21st. They're set to start.
Set to start, eh?
Yeah.
Well, last week I said this was in Minnesota, but it wasn't. This was up at the Narrows.
Oh.
So Dr. Hook got this out of the water.
Yikes.
This week. So hats off to Dr. Hook. They got a pretty good setup there. They got that gantry set up, and they just pulled it right out. So that's good. So corrected myself on that one. It wasn't in the States. So but
it was in Wisconsin there.
Hey?
That picture I sent from Wisconsin,
this one.
Look
at
that.
The floating shack. Like, it's amazing how quick it changes, right? Yeah.
And they said they did recover it. They pulled it up with quads, I think is what it said underneath. But I don't think those Americans, well, I shouldn't say Americans, but down south, they're having much luck with ice this winter.
No, there's a lot of breakthroughs down there for compared to other years, it looks like. But
yeah, there is a lot of breakthroughs. And then
that ice doesn't even look that thick. Like, it's pretty clear. It's whatever. Teach their own.
I always used to look for merp fish.
Oh yeah.
So
look at that, eh?
I seen this one, and then I think Clayton Schick had caught one with the tail was very similar to this hook.
Yeah.
And the backbone actually did go like this. It went up all the way back around and then down again.
Okay.
On the tail, like his was up back, like from here to here was good, but the tail had a big hook in it.
Like
so
hook.
Yeah,
that guy got stuck in a conveyor belt and made his way back to the water.
I guess so. Something like that. Something like that.
Yeah,
he got squished.
Yeah.
Oh well, what are you gonna do? So
glad that hopefully he made it back to the water. That guy, but
yeah,
we'll never know.
Hey, you know, fishing is fun.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
And you get excited like this. I got to get rid of this. No, I lost everybody. Oh, there we go. Where do we go here? So that's you might want to turn your volume down on this video.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's see it.
This one here. This is called excitement. If it'll play.
Oh yeah. No volume yet.
Whole bunch of look at that fish.
Oh, I can't hear anything, but
yeah.
No volume.
No. You can barely hear it.
That would be that's Eric when he gets a master in a tournament. Just like that. 100% Eric.
Oh
man.
Yeah, that's
yeah. He'd be screaming at the top of his lungs, man.
I know. Because you mentioned something about a kayak fisherman from Canada.
Oh yeah, Dr. Nick, our friend from here from Winnipeg, 4th place. He lives in Texas now. 4th place in his kayak tournament out of 64 competitors. Cashed himself a check. And good for him, man. Like we know he's done good on the bass scene here too, and his kayak against guys in boats, right? And he continues to be dominant down there in Texas with I don't know the trade that he's learned from fishing up here.
Yeah. Well, hey.
And we all know we have a lot of good Canadian bass fishermen, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, we do. Speaking of that, hey,
yeah,
there you go.
Threw us right into it. So.
Good segue.
So we got the Elite Series starts. What is it? This weekend.
February 16th and 19th. Yeah.
19th. Yeah. Lake Okeechobee. So we have 4 Canadians in the Elite.
Yeah.
We got Gussie, right? So he's won the Blue Trophy once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Eric named him the People's Champion. The one thing I'm kind of pumped about this year is you could actually get, somebody winning their first Elite Series tournament. Like even, you got Chris Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you can have that happen. You could have a Canadian win the Bass Masters. You could also have a Canadian be Angler of the Year. And you could also have another Canadian be Rookie of the Year. No, that would have to be that the stars all align, right? So there's Corey Johnson, and he's doing really well. Like, if there's a guy that's going to get that Angler of the Year, I think it would be Corey Johnson.
He's in that top 10, top 15 on a consistent basis.
Like he's really consistent, right?
Yes.
And then I'm pretty sure that this guy's going to make a bit of a noise on there once I can get my Apple to work with me. Is Cooper Gallant.
Yeah.
Like we know that he's pretty persistent, right? So so it'll be nice to see those guys all just battling it out, and I'm just kind of pumped to see what the season is going to bring, because he has a chance, a legit chance to win the Rookie of the Year. So,
it's good to see. You got to consider them local boys, right? They're all from Ontario. So it just shows that anyone can make it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you need a lot of support. It sounds like you need a lot of money now, but
like sponsorship and that.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? They always say it only takes that one tournament to change everything around. So
exactly,
pretty good. And then this got announced today. Like KVD is retiring after this year, right?
He's done. Yeah.
So he's done this year.
He's a Hall of Famer, man. Hall of Famer, that guy.
Yeah, he sure helped change the sport a bit, eh?
I think I looked it up, over 12 million in winnings.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's what I saw. That's crazy. Like
that's it, eh? Just 12 million in winnings.
I mean, if there's a GOAT in fishing, he has to be considered right up there.
Yeah.
I'd be lucky if I added all mine together and won 10 grand, for Christ's sakes. So, and then what starts, when is it?
3 weeks, I think. End of February. Yeah.
It's going to be the Opens, and we've got what do we got, Leon? 5 Canadians.
Five Canadians. And like Santos said, Ontario seems to be the winning ticket here for bass fishermen.
The Mecca.
Paul Bouvier, he's from Kingston. Ryan Clark, Whitby. Evan Kung from Pickering. Danny McGarry, which Mike was telling me, he's from Newcastle, and he's one of Coop's best friends.
Yeah, they fish together a lot, and they've won a lot of money together. So,
and if he fishes anything like Coop, we know that he's gonna probably make some noise on that tour. And then of course our one of our fans of the show, and he's been on the show, Jamie Bruce from Kenora, which we want to make sure we cheer him along too. He's a local guy. He's worked hard for everything that he's got as well, and just like him and Gussie, two guys that we'd like to say we know, that we'd love to see them make a big difference on that tour. And I think Jamie Bruce has already kind of woken a few people up with how he's finished down there, right?
Yeah, he's done really well.
So it'd be nice to see a few more Canadians jump up into that elite series. It'd be awesome.
Yeah.
So, well, you know what? Good luck to you guys, and hope you have a great season. So
that Danny McGarry, he's got a good track record, man. He's already won 2 FLWs.
He's got a crazy track record. So
he's got 3 times FLW Costa Championship qualifiers.
Yeah.
Then 7 times top 10 FLW Canada finishes. So I mean,
that's crazy, eh?
He's like, that guy's on it, man.
And then
we know the Open will be a tough series this year too for the guys too. There's a lot of guys coming over, right?
Yeah.
So it'll be some good competition.
Jamie Bruce has been on a tear over the last 3 years too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what the nice thing is? We might not have to fish against those guys a little bit longer. We'll all be down south fishing. Get to move up one more spot in some tournaments. So I get to break 98. All right, let's take a quick break. Hey, I think this is how my auger is supposed to work with good blades. Hey,
here we go.
There we go. We just collected more people. We got Matt Hodgson from Icebound Excursions. Chris Gone chilled out in his shack.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, that's from Gone Fishing. And then we got Donovan Pierce from Blackwater Cats. How you guys doing?
Hey, Donovan.
Not too bad. How is everyone tonight?
Good.
Stuff, guys.
As soon as I put that commercial on, Donovan had to take a swig because he wanted to say something. So these 3 guys go hard every day. Yeah. And then each one of them does their own thing. Like Donovan, you do the run and gun style, correct?
Correct. Yeah. It's outside, hole hopping, go.
Okay. And Chris, you've got the Yetis.
Yes,
and you also do run and gun, right?
Yeah.
And then Matt's got Snow Bears, and they do a bit of run and gun, but they're nice and comfortable inside.
Yeah. We got 3 bears running this year, and we move as much as we need to, and always hope that the fish just cooperate and stay into the Snow Bear and we don't have to, but that doesn't seem to happen too often these days.
Yeah. So Donovan's smiling over there, so is Chris. Like, they both started smiling as soon as you said that. Yeah. Well, Donovan, we'll start with you. Like, you have how many guys working for you? usually ripping around on the ice?
So at peak operation, we have about 7 to 8 guys going. When we're fully booked.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just take a whole pile of people out and go, eh?
Yeah, no, we've kind of we started fishing this lake. We guide the way we learned to fish this like a decade ago. Mobility is the key on Lake Winnipeg to catch fish. Even though we do offer, all kinds of manner of trips where, we'll set up tents and people need to be warm and comfortable. We definitely target the hardcore self-equipped run and gun fishermen. And that's what we do. Worst conditions out there, no matter what it is, as much as our guests are willing to tolerate. We'll set them up tents if we can and try to stay mobile, but no, we go. You got to go. You got to hole hop. You got to fish outside. And that's the ultimate way to build the best numbers and the biggest fish on the ice.
Nice. So, Chris, you've got the Yeti, and now you can do the overnights. How'd you find that this year so far?
Well, it was kind of late notice that they gave us the approval to do the overnight. So I had already taken a lot of bookings in for my day trips. So it's hard to kind of accommodate a lot of people for overnights. I have got a few, and I got some Americans coming up in March and stuff. So I think next year will be a lot better because I'll be able to fit them in more and book them early. Because I was already filling dates, in the fall and stuff. So it was kind of hard. People wanted a lot of certain days, especially in January and February, the colder months, for the overnights. But I just couldn't accommodate them because I'd already had them booked up with day trips, right? So
what do you have now for how many Yetis? 3?
2, really. The third one is kind of where I hang out and cut fish and do stuff like that. But I got the 2 main ones out for rent. And
Nice.
So, yeah.
Matt, you got 3 snow bears, correct?
3, yep. Added a third one to the fleet this year, and we got them all 3 going strong here now.
Good.
So allows us to handle some bigger groups, running 3 bears at a time for one group, but just allows us to serve more people. It's great.
And you got one guy running a bear constantly with you, right?
Yeah. So usually I'm out guiding one bear every day, and then I hired Dele, who guides out of Aikens in the summer, so he's guiding for me this winter in another bear, and then we still offer the rentals as well. So
and he's a young gun too, eh?
He's a young guy, not afraid to work.
Well, that's good. I can't do what you guys do. I'm just going to say that straight up. Not a chance I can do that. That's too much work for me. Santos, we know you can't do it because you're just lazy.
Nah, hey, this year weather's been nice, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Last year, forget it.
So then, Matt, you were kind of pushed to get these overnights.
Yeah, I was working with the MLOA. I'm current president of the Manitoba Lodge and Outfitters Association. So we worked with the province to open this up. So it's great for guys like Chris, and I definitely understand what you're saying, Chris, with the short notice and not being able to book. I know, like for myself and our operations, we open up bookings in May, and we're half booked by the end of May. So if you're anything like us, you've got most of your dates booked long before they open that up. So hopefully we'll see a big uptick next year with people being able to book a full year in advance and see that spread throughout the province as they open that up. Hopefully this next season here, province wide. And then the next step will be to push to get it allowed in provincial parks as well.
Provincial parks. That's always been a sticky one, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, Donovan, what's the secret?
Secret to what?
To catching big fish. Everybody wants to know. Everybody on here wants to know what the secret is to catching big fish.
Be prepared to outwork the next guy on the ice. It's that simple. It's a tough year. I think all the guys here would agree. We've never seen a year quite like this. It's still good fishing. It's still world-class fishing and 10 times better than what 90% of Americans experience back home. But the fish are so finicky. Like, what's crazy is, we've had this. If I could have drawn a map in December of where the fish are on this lake, and it hasn't changed. The fish are in the same locations they've been since first ice, but there's hundreds of thousands of them that just don't want to come in and show themselves and bite, and you really got to take advantage of bite windows. Yeah. And we're always out there hunting, looking, whatever, but it's just, it's some days it seems like being super mobile and hole hopping and jumping and fighting the elements and doing what needs to do is putting the fish on the ice. Other days it seems like if you know where the fish are you got to set up and hunker down and make some moves and work them. It's crazy because live minnows have been awesome this year. We never used live minnows, but this year it's been kind of essential. But at the same time, rattle baits at times have been just as effective, which is completely the polar opposite. So, but I will say, good news. The last week or so has been good. Things have been changing, and for the first week of this whole winter, we've been consistently putting up multiple master angler fish, lots of big fish, lots of overs. It's taken some work, and it's not by any means hot and heavy, but the fish are changing. They're starting to get a little bit more snappy in the big ones. Like this last week on the ice, I think every one of our guides has, got at least 3 or 4 master anglers per group on the ice all week long. And it's still a grind. It's still a lot of hard work, but it's coming and it's starting to change. So
that's good. Good. So I seen this aerial shot here gone.
Yeah, that's like a beautiful picture. Yeah.
Hey, that's like a teaser, dude. Like seriously.
It's a great ad, man.
How you been finding it this year, though?
Same kind of thing. Like, I'll post these shacks up. I've been moving them lots this week. I've already moved them twice this week, and I'm moving them again actually after the show. But it's, I've been the second spot I had these shacks was the most consistent bite I'd seen ever on the lake. I was getting at least a dozen to 40 fish a day per shack, and I was filleting fish every day. Everyone was getting limits, and I'd get a big one every, some days you get 2 big ones, but it was like every 2-3 days some big ones would roll through, and it hasn't been as good a year for the big fish. Lots of eaters, lots of those like low mid 20s fish. Other than that, it's been a grind. Like every time I have a day or 2 slow days in a row, I'm out there with the live looking for fish, looking for a pod, and then it's a 3-4 hour ordeal of moving the shacks and getting them set up, drilling the holes out. But it's been a lot tougher this year, that's for sure. The only nice thing is it's been good weather, so I haven't been battling like keeping the propane warm and fighting generators and all that stuff because of the nice weather. That's the only bonus. But.
Yeah, I remember you told us a story that you actually left your phone and your keys inside.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was lucky that I was on speakerphone with my friend, and I was yelling through the door, and he actually called another buddy to bring me my spare set of keys.
Gotta be ready for anything, man.
Yeah, that was last year though. It was like minus 40.
And so then we know you have the tracks and Matt has it. Donovan, you have a track truck as well, along with your 4x4. Is that right?
Yeah, no, I have a track truck.
Yeah.
I usually in years that you need to have tracks in February or March, I take my all-inclusive groups out and we do the running gun track truck. But right now we're still doing everything in 4x4 truck right now.
So Matt, this is like the view from your yard now. Like you've completely occupied that whole yard with snow bears now.
Yeah, there's not much room to expand the fleet here. We'll have to figure something else out if we keep growing the way we are. So got a nice shelter this year to deal with all the snow we got last year. I was prepared. We haven't really put it to the test too much this year, but that drift behind that shelter is taller than a snow bear already. So we still do have quite a bit of snow, but
I remember last year, Matt, how much you had there.
Was crazy.
Oh, yeah. Last year I'd get to the lake, shovel for an hour, get the snow bears dug out and take them out for the day, get back, shovel for an hour, and then sleep in the snow bear and wake up and shovel for an hour. It was just, last year there was enough snow.
Even before we went out there, I think you were snow blowing for about an hour before we rolled out. It was just to make space for your customers, right?
I know every time you showed up for service, I had to freaking melt your snow bears for like a day.
Yeah, they got a little snow covered. They got a little snow covered, a little packed in there for sure.
So then you're like, you and I talk daily, and you like run around a lot. Like every time I phone you, you're moving around somewhere, just looking for fish, right? So I know you keep saying that you keep chasing them around too.
Yeah, like Donovan said, like the past couple of years, it's been pretty easy. I use the Mega 360 to help me scout and break down water really quickly, and you plop that down. There's nothing there. You're not staying and fishing there. You go to the next spot, plop it down. You got 20 fish around. You know that's where you're going to stay and fish. This year, finding the fish hasn't been the issue. Like we're finding fish all over the place, as you said, Donovan. Like they're still in the same spots they were to start the year. But finding the fish that want to eat is the challenge, and trying to figure out what to present them to make them bite. Like we've gone, as you said, we've switched over to lives, which we don't normally use. I've downsized to the smallest lures with just upsized hooks. That works some days, and then some days that's still the rattle bait that is what kills it. I know I've got one well-used Element Custom Baits in the smaller size 5 in the cracked ice design that Mike made up for me. Yeah. And I'm hoping that he makes up some more, because I've had numerous customers want to buy that at the end of trips, and it's not for sale because I only have one left.
So next time I go in your snow barrel, I'll just take it.
Yeah, I'm keeping close. That one's under lock and key. So
yeah,
I got a couple of spoons like that for me this year that nobody gets to have.
Yeah.
So
I even
is it a preference not to use liveys for you guys usually, or
logistically for me?
You always use liveys, Gone? Yeah.
Yeah. Always.
Logistically for me, it was always a challenge. Now that there's some stores that are consistently stocked and open early enough, when I'm traveling by, it's a little easier this year.
Yeah.
In years past, I'd show up at a place, and they the open sign wouldn't be on, but the sign on the door says they're open, and it was a challenge. So I was always having to detour through Selkirk to get mine, which is adds a little bit of extra time to the day. Had some open fish, but they're reliably open, right? But some of the other places aren't. So
yeah, Lee's always open. Donovan, you were going to say something?
Yeah, no, it's why would you want to use liveys if you can get away with salted minnows? I mean, for a day we've been smashing fish on live. There's always been, over the years, over a decade, there's been like a period of a week or two every year where liveys are making all the difference in the world, but it's never something you have to worry too much about. Just the maintenance of keeping them alive, keeping them fresh, AIS to deal with and all that stuff. I mean, yeah, for sure. If you can get away with salted minnows or rattle baits, well, that's what you. Yeah, there's no question. Like it's very rare. I'll say, you have to have live minnows, but you definitely want to start your trip with live minnows and go from there. We're still having days with salties, and it's fine, but it's definitely making enough of a difference this year. You want to have them. So
yeah.
Well, somebody stopped and asked Mike and myself if we wanted some live minnows, and I said no, because it was towards the end of the day, and I said to Mike, if I put a live minnow on and it cranks it, I'll be pissed.
You'll be there all night.
We go right by. I said, should we get some live minnows? No. Let's not. Yeah. We'll just go with salties. Okay. But if I would have put one on and it would have cranked it and dropped another one down and got cranked, I would have been so pissed off. Because we had so many big fish come through and we just couldn't convince them to bite. Bring them right up to the bottom of the hole. And what's with that this year? Like literally they're coming into the ice hole and then they just turn around and leave.
Well, we're even seeing it with the suspended fish. Like historically, when you see those walleye up high, you get in front of them and they crush it. And I mean, we're even seeing those fish follow up and not hit. Yeah.
So that's crazy.
I think the reason why the fish are finicky this year is just talking to the other guides and outfitters and Chris and Matt Cornell, who's not on here tonight and whatever. Like there's so much bait everywhere. I've never seen like anywhere you go on that lake, no matter where you go, there's just clouds of bait. And if you notice, they're not balled up. They're just taking a Sunday drive like nothing's trying to eat them. And they're just like, there's bait everywhere. So the walleyes aren't packed up hunting. The bait fish aren't packed together in balls like they get to when they're being predated on. And everything's just kind of like a Sunday drive out there. The walleyes can eat whenever they want, wherever they want. And I think that's why the fish are so finicky this year. So
that's crazy.
I'm going to put you on the spot, Mike. I don't know if you can pull up the photo I took of the Mega Live showing what was going on under the ice there with the frazzle pile. No, but yeah, you guys are all using live sonar now. So I know on the Humminbird Mega Live, I'm scanning under that frazzle pile, and that pile's going down 10 feet under the ice.
Yeah, and
we're watching big fish chase bait up into that frazzle. So not only is there more bait than we're used to seeing, but they're going. Yeah, you're not fishing through 10 feet ice, right? So you're fishing the edge of it, and those fish are in the middle of it eating. So you can't get right to where they are either.
That's crazy. Go ahead,
Chris. Oh no, Chris. So like I know you said you just moved. You're going to be moving the Yetis. how do you find this compared to last season? Are you find that you're moving them a little more, or?
Well, no, actually, I'm moving them. Well, now I'm starting to move them more. At the beginning, the first spot was killer. I was getting, big fish and consistent bites every day. The second spot was even better. And I think I'm on my 5th or 6th spot for the season. And the last week and a half, the fish are moving like crazy. Like I'm watching them go northeast or north, south, east, west. Like they're just moving. And the funny thing about you say the fish chasing up in the frazzle, I was like, got a couple walleyes yesterday, and I'm looking at them, and it looked like someone took a razor blade to their cheeks and their sides, and it's not nets. Like normally nets, you'll see the X's and stuff.
Yeah.
And I honestly, I'm like, what the heck? Like, so I honestly think those fish are chasing bait so hard up into that frazzle, they're slicing themselves up.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yeah.
100%.
And another thing with the bait too, I wish I should have sent you the picture before the show. I don't know if I could do it now, but I cut up a walleye the other day, and I'm not even kidding you. I took a picture. There's probably 10 to a dozen minnows popped out of this thing. Like they're so full, they're so fat. It's mind blowing. I've never seen it like this. And well, Donovan, you've been out here longer than I think all of us. Have you ever seen them like consistently? All these fish so fat?
No, not really. I mean, the first year, I just before I started guiding fishing a lot, I remember the lake was a different. Every fish was 22 inches. Like if you weren't taking home a limit of 4-pound walleyes, you weren't eating fish. Every single fish in the lake was 22 to 24 inches. And that's kind of what we are living off the last half decade is those fish grew up and became 28s and 29s and 30s. And that's why we have so many around. But back then, you didn't measure your guide season by like how many masters you got in a day. It was like if you got 1 or 2 in a week over 28,
Good.
that was a good week, right? Because there were lots of 26s around. But no, they were fat and really big back then. But I mean, since those kind of days were over, no, man, like I've never seen so many fish as fat as they are. The eaters are stuffed and they're full of minnows and full of bait, and it takes quite a bit. I mean, honestly, it's sometimes it's like, like you guys all know, you drop down and you're seeing 15, 20 fish on a rotation and you stop to fish, but sometimes you're seeing 50 or 70 fish on a rotation and you set your guys up with flashes to bite or to fish and nobody's marking a fish. It's like crazy. Yeah. Like, I mean, how many fish need to be around? And it's just supposed to show you how they just get shut off. And I honestly, that's a whole nother show, but talking about the live technology and the power of their beams and how we've started to see that there is a time and place to pull those out of the waters and go to the flasher because they're turning the fish off.
I agree.
Yep.
I've been saying that for the last 2 years, man.
It's like a force field. They turn right around.
Yeah.
So is this what you're talking about, Matt? This one here, this photo?
So that's the shot of the 360, but there should be one of the Mega Live as well. So just on the top of that photo, you can see all the frazzle sticking down below the ice. It's picking up on the 360, and then on the Mega Live photo that I posted on that same post, if you flip to the next one,
that one,
so this one you don't see down, but all that stuff on top, that's all that frazzle under the ice that's sticking down. So we found spots where that's sticking down 10 feet, so you can see those walleye, they're underneath that. I've found it where that's sticking down 10 feet and there's walleye sitting right on the bottom. You can't get it there and drill over top of them. And they don't come out. They don't come out from underneath that frazzle. So the only way to get to them is to, drill 10 holes until you find one you can actually punch through and start fishing it. So,
that's brutal. That's craziness. But
so bro, science here. Do you guys think this is a cycle that will end this year, or is it something you think will go on for a couple years?
I think that we have high water levels this year, which was a good year for bait spawn. So I think that's the reason why we have so many. Like such high bait numbers in the lake right now. Yeah. With that being said, we got walleye that are fat and happy, and that only bodes well for the future of the fishery.
Yeah, like in all the mid 20 fish, just think in a few years when those fish are all, 28, 29, 30, it's going to be some stellar fishing up here.
Yeah, I think of something else. Like, I mean, nature goes through cycles. I've seen different cycles on Lake Winnipeg in the time I've been out there. And I always say, like, the one consistent thing about Lake Winnipeg is that there's consistency. But what I'm worried about is, and maybe this is another show too, but how our government is repeatedly trying to kneecap us at every corner. They're trying to take away everything, and they come up with this recreational angling strategy that has good points to it, but basically cuts the knees off you if you're a Red River outfitter, shoots you in the face if you're an open water outfitter on Lake Winnipeg. Like, it's just, they have no consideration, no logic between what they're doing. They're trying to eliminate. Now imagine if we need live minnows moving forward. They're trying to completely remove the live bait industry from Manitoba. So now if this continues and we got to have live bait, what the heck are we going to do? That's what I think about, but that's probably another topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get Matt Cornell to join in. I mean, I just sent him a message to see if he wanted to join in with us too, because he's been doing it for a long time. I saw him comment
there that he's seen the frazzle going all the way down to the bottom in many places too. So,
well, there was one spot where we seen frazzle actually just north where your shacks were, Chris.
Yeah.
There was a frazzle. It was like an iceberg underneath. It just went, I think it went down into the water 10 feet. And it was insane, the bait fish that were on that frazzle. And we couldn't do anything with them. Like, there's no way to get to them.
Like today, I moved the shack a little more north to the west, and I put it right by a frazzle pile. And in that frazzle pile, it is almost touching the bottom. Like, it is probably... Like, if there's fish swimming through there, they got 2 feet of water, and it's in 17, 18 feet of water.
Yeah.
And they're still swimming through there, though.
Yeah. They're actually hiding under that frazzle. I saw like 8 fish, like, just sitting there. And he's got some swimming through and some just posted up. And I've like, usually there's the big ice ridges and stuff, but I've never seen, I call it Mars. It's like landmines everywhere. It's crazy.
You guys keep talking because I'm just talking with Matt Cornell right now.
And I'm very new to the fishing game, which we all know, but like you were saying, these suspended fish are something that I've never seen, on the lake that I've been there. And it is crazy to see. And being with these guys with the live imaging and whatever preference you have, it is crazy to see these fish that are just, like you said, sitting there, hiding, not even moving. And like you said, full of minnows. I know when we were with you, Chris, there you cut that one fish that we caught open, and same thing. I think it had like 8 big sized minnows in his belly. And it's just, why would I want to eat my little salty if you got 8 big ones in your stomach, right?
So when do you guys
go shower?
When do you guys decide to turn off your live? If the fish are turning around too much, when do you guys decide, okay, we're going to turn them off?
This is okay. So first of all, live imaging and this live technology is a game changer. You can't live without it. We use this to find fish, and fishing has changed for never go back. Yeah. And I'm not going to say that. I wouldn't even say that 40% of the time these things are turning off the fish, but it's happening enough. You have to be cognizant of it, right? And I mean, so when we got a group of guys out, and the guys in the flashers are catching fish, and the guys in the lives, in the mega lives or the live technology aren't, they're just not seeing them. They can't come in and get a bite. That's a pretty good indication it's time to turn that thing off and go to the flashers, right? Yeah. And it's pretty obvious when it's happening. I mean, we've had days where you're pounding them with the 360 running or the mega live or whatever. But like I say, when you see the guys in the flashers pounding them on the perimeters and those fish won't come near you, that's your first indication. Turn it off and go back to the flasher, right? Don't get rid of those flashers.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I think it probably plays more of a factor when you're fishing shallow than out deep. But I know guys swear by when you're fishing shallow, they don't really want to use 2D sonar in those situations for the same reason, right?
Okay. Well, maybe we'll just use this thing then. We'll take a 5-minute or 30-second break.
Markham's Pursuit HDL camera sets the new standard in mobility while adhering to technological innovations our cameras have always led with. A full HD image sensor offers industry-leading display precision, packing a punch in a pocket-sized 5-inch LCD display. The built-in DVR allows you to record video at 1080p and massive storage with an up to 128GB micro SD card slot. Whether you're mobile on ice or stationary in a fish house, the Pursuit HDL's rich feature set offers best-in-class tools with the functionality to benefit all anglers.
Mr. Matt Cornell, how's it going, buddy?
Hey,
guys.
Matt,
how's it going?
Introduce yourself to everybody, Matt.
Matt Cornell from Bruin Outfitting and Guide Service, coming to you live from my garage with a chair going through.
Okay, so you've also been listening to how we've been talking about how things are changing. Like, what's your theory on what's going on?
Well, I mean, obviously the bait's playing a factor. You're hard pressed to go anywhere on Lake Winnipeg right now in the South Basin and be away from bait. So, I think any of us that are cleaning fish regularly see those fish that Chris was talking about that are absolutely packed full of shiners. And it's hard to stick out. It's hard to stick out from an angling perspective with a hard body lure or a spoon, or whether you got live minnows or not, when there's a whole bunch of natural bait around. And so, funny thing happened to me with a client last week. It was there's been periods all year of slow bites, but we were in one of those slow bite windows, and guys were in the house, and I came to check on them just to see how they were doing, and shoot the wind a little bit, and anyways, I see him. He's putting down a lure, and it was a frostbite tantrum in the emerald shiner pattern, and the guy he salted minnows hanging off each treble hook, and I was like, whoa, slow it down. That's not really how we set those up.
Yeah.
And the guy looks at me and goes, well, that's what I caught my last 5 fish on. And I was like, okay, who might argue, send it down, and boom. Yeah. And so I think, we've tried it a few times, and it's actually been working. Add that to your bag of tricks. So I think these fish are actually reacting to the giant clouds of minnow, and they're not trying to pick any out. They're just going through them like a whale in krill almost.
Yeah.
And they're just gorging.
Yeah, like how many times have you had fish come in hot and just like swing at your lure and just keep going? They miss it and just keep going, right?
Yeah. Oh, you mean like the bluff charges?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that quite a few times this year. But those fish, generally, we've been able to get to eat. Just by, doing something. There's a few little techniques I think people can do to kind of reset their attitude when that happens. And it's almost like you wipe their memory, like, the flash thing in Men in Black. If you know how to do it, you can just kind of start the slate from scratch, and you can get a lot of those fish to eat. Not everyone, obviously, but yeah, no, it's seen a lot.
So I see you got a track truck. So you're also like Donovan, where you do a lot of run and gun, right?
Yeah, that's kind of our focus is trophy walleye hunting.
So constantly moving.
Yeah. Although
that's those. You just can't sit in one spot.
I don't mind moving this weather, man.
One spot, put up the tent, and you're good.
Yeah, right.
We don't like to do that, but we play it by.
Yeah.
We provide all the gear for our customers, so if they want to sit in the tent, we can. We encourage them to move around and try to get out, especially with the weather we've been having. And it's only by virtue of that we've had kind of the success that we've had lately. But like Donovan touched on that earlier, it's hard to make a move when bite windows are short and you're sitting on a ton of fish, because if the bite is off and you decide to move them, all you're going to do is spin your tires, because you might land on another pot of fish, but they're still not going to bite. Right, yeah. So you're going to spend all this time moving around and end up back where you started, which was on the fish, where you could at least have wet lines sitting in that spot. So when the window, pops open, you're there and you're ready. So, that's when to move, I think, is one of the biggest challenges that guides got to figure out on Lake Winnipeg, because I don't think the old adage of you got to keep moving and moving and moving and moving isn't always true when you're on a ton of fish.
Well, Chris, you just said you just moved your Yeti tonight, right? And you're going to move the other one tonight.
Yeah.
So which way did you move? West?
I went northwest. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Clayton Schick's in the other one right now. I wonder how he's doing.
I don't know. He's got the link. He could join too, for crying out loud. He could tell us how he's doing. Yeah. I don't know.
When I was over.
I was just about to say to him, if it's a hotspot, drop me the pin, please.
Yeah. Well, he'll be mad at me. I think he's going to be my Valentine tomorrow. So
Oh,
how lucky for you. Clayton Schick's your Valentine. Oh,
true love forever.
So, Chris,
Yeah.
but like, faster.
But yeah, but like
So
Matt was saying, like the biggest thing I've always said when I started guiding years ago in Ontario is I never leave fish to go find fish. But this year I've done it because I get frustrated. And Matt's probably right. I should probably sit there and just wait for that window to open up. But it's like, man, I've been seeing these fish swim by, thrown everything I got in the shacks at them, and they just won't take. So it's like, oh, I got to do something. I got to move. And plus then also, like if you have clients, it shows that, you're at least trying to get on these fish, right?
Yeah. So here's one that the guy was up. They were up here 4 weeks ago, and they said the night bite was insane.
Some nights, not every night. I've had nights where you'll catch 20 fish, and then I'll have, like, since we've been on the show, I've had 5 fish come in and look and nothing. And then when you guys were actually talking about the cone, the force field that stops the fish, and I swear it's like at that 15, 20-foot mark, I had 3 coming in. They hit that 15-foot mark, stopped, and turned around.
You know what? This podcast, if we start talking about life technology, it could go on for 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
But it is
exactly.
You can't, it helps.
I'm going to start selling tinfoil hats to stop that from happening on those
just throw that down for
live images.
But it's true. It's true though, because I remember Donna, when I talked to some of your guides when they did the icebreaker series, and we would talk about that, and so I would try it. I literally turn that transducer away from the direction they were coming in, and then I would check how far away they were, like 25 feet. So I'd wait probably 10 seconds, and then I would turn, and they're within 5 feet of me, which was good because now it's already in the zone, so it's not going to turn. But if I left it there, that thing would hit that wall, stop, turn around, and go the other way.
It's become quite apparent with a lot of if you've got your screen set to a down mode, it's become quite apparent with a lot of the suspended fish that come through, and as soon as they enter the sonar cone, they push right down to bottom.
Yeah.
I've seen that more times than I can count this year, where they come as soon as they come into that cone on your down view, they're coming in at 3 feet under the ice, and they hit that transducer beam, and that ping just pushes them right down, and they slide around the hooks and out.
That's crazy.
You know what's crazy? Like, did you notice that? Like, I've been running live since it came out in 2017 with the original, like, Panoptics. But I never noticed that until this year. A little bit last year, but this year it's been, like, more often than not that happens. So what's changed? Why all of a sudden this year and maybe a little bit last year? Before that, I never noticed it ever. Fish would come cruising in no matter what.
I think it's just a matter of saturation out there. Like, imagine what that sounds like to them with that pinging going on down there. Whether you're on a pot of fish with 5 or 6 live imaging units going around directions, that's a lot of sound for them.
It's no secret. Like it's we've known for decades that fish are sensitive to sonar beams. You talk to, I used to watch like Tim Strempler. I remember years ago at the Bass Club, a largemouth guy. These guys go fish bass tournaments and they shut their sonars off when they go into the shallows for largemouth because they believe it affects them. This is not a secret, right? With the fish's lateral lines, they can sense vibration. So you got this super powerful sonar now throwing these pulses out there. It makes sense that there's times where they don't care, but when they are sensitive to it, it's going to turn them off.
Yeah, we've noticed. I've noticed a lot of that where that sonar just completely shuts them right off. Especially, they're negative enough already. Yeah, and then they start getting out. It's just like everybody says, "Oh, I can't get anything on a rattlebait." And to me, I just think they've come so accustomed to the noise that they just I hear that, I'm going this way. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's like pressure and everything, right?
Yeah.
See, what we need, to the other guides here, what we need a more powerful, live scope, mega live, whatever, so that when we get the shit hawks on top of us, we can actually drop it down there and scare all the fish away for them.
Start corralling the fish like cattle.
That would work too.
Tyler goes all the way to the bottom. They're done.
There's been times though I'll see a fish leaving and I'll run out there and try to hit it with an auger and turn that thing around.
Yeah.
Or just turn up your music thumping.
On the other end of the spectrum, how many times do you go to leave a spot? Like, when I'm about to leave a spot, I start the snow bear up and then like let it rumble, warm up on those cold days. How many times do you do that? And then all of a sudden you start marking fish again, right?
Yeah. Happens a lot.
Yeah, because they want you to burn fuel.
Yeah. Sometimes they like that vibration brings them in.
Yeah.
Well, every time I pull up to a shack when clients are in it, I always, as soon as I get there, there's fish. Like there's active fish. It's like they want me to drive laps around all the time because every time I pull up, it's like I push the fish or get them swimming. They can be hunkered on bottom or whatever, and then once the vibrations come, they start moving around.
Yeah, but we could talk about 5 million different things all the time. So, but I'm glad to see all you guys are busy all the time. That's good.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, on top of fish all the time too.
Yeah. So, okay. So Matt, Icebound Excursions, he has the snow bear that you can rent, go out, or you can take him out. Chris Gone, you've got the Yetis that you can hang out in luxury and have a good nap. Right? And then you have Donovan and Matt, the both of them, they do the run and gun style. So it's you got to tough it out a bit, but it usually pays off too. So, but
a lot of choices, good ones too.
Yeah. So I want to thank you guys all for coming on. I can go through the beasts of the weeks, and then nobody's going to win because we'll all try to figure out which one it is. So I'm just going to play a little sponsored commercial here, and then we're going to do those beasts of the weeks and the micros. So just give me a second.
Yep.
Well, maybe I won't be playing a commercial. Hit the wrong button.
No,
I'm playing one. Don't kid yourselves. It's an older one. It's one of Dylan Foy's old.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll do the micros first because there isn't that many of them. It's brought to you by Big Smoke. We're going to be at Big Smoke, I think, next Monday. So we're going to be live from there. So that'll be good. We're going to pick our first micro winner of the year. I know we got a little bit of we can't announce anything, but we can tease you a little bit. We got a little bit of a treat coming up. There's going to be a contest coming up, and it involves both Beast of the Week and the micros and some of our sponsors. But I can't say anything because if I do, Eric will just send me a message and tongue lash me.
You may have said too much already.
I know, I'm probably in shit already. I'm always in shit with that guy. But anyways, so here's one that Sam's got, this little pike. He's got this little pike. He's actually from Ontario. I met him this year. He came up to work at Jay Seaman's outpost there.
Okay.
And then we got this one here. Where are we here? Like, this is small. Like, if you got to hold it like that, that thing is small. That's Nathan. That's a small. That's a micro. 100% micro right there.
That looks like the fish that are the bait that I've been getting in the walleyes.
Hey, they've been spitting those out, eh?
Yeah.
So, like I said, sorry guys, it takes a little bit longer because I've got this bloody apple and it seems to shut everything down all the time. Okay, so Beast of the Week, perch. You got this one. Brett Grimes has this perch.
Beauty.
I don't know why everybody's into these damn stripes. What's the deal with that? Why is everybody counting stripes?
That other guy started it that one time.
More stripes, the bigger, I guess.
The more stripes, the bigger? Whatever.
I guess so, yeah.
Well, I'll just take a Sharpie.
Yeah. A Sharpie.
If I was a perch, I'd probably have about 70.
Oh, God.
Rob Turner. Big spot. He's got this one here. I think it's, what do you say? It's 30 and a half.
Yeah.
30 and a half. He joined the truck all you guys with your track trucks this year.
That wasn't far from me when he got that fish. That was just over here.
Oh.
I saw that picture. I thought it was a bridge in the background, only to realize it was that tail that was open there.
Oh, what? Well, where's just over here? Like, what's the coordinates? So we got Caleb freezing. This is his first.
Oh, beauty!
Nice.
And we know his dad knows how to take photos.
Yeah.
First and personal best. That's a beauty. Yeah.
That's a nice one. Donovan sent me a couple here. I'll grab on those in a minute, Donovan.
Yeah.
What do we got here? An Apple computer that's going to get broken right away.
Wow.
I hope you got
Jesse.
Insurance.
Jesse,
yeah. I do. Yeah, Jesse, this is a 23.25-inch sucker.
Sucker.
Wow.
This kid just lights it up all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy.
Like he goes everywhere. He just goes fishing everywhere. And
that's the river. The river's producing lots of big goldeye suckers.
Yeah. So this one here. Come on. That's Jack's Butler. Nice greenback.
Hey, that's a nice.
And he got that in by himself, right?
Yeah. Daddy's all proud. Probably caught bigger fish than his dad. Won't be long before he knocks the old man off the horse. I can't believe how many submissions there were this week.
Well, that's good. It's a good sign. Change in the weather.
Yeah, I just lost everybody there.
Uh-oh.
So I got Brett Pearson here. This one was a 30-incher. See, I have to write everything down because I'll forget.
Super clean.
Yeah, I like the Timbits. So.
Nice. Yeah.
That's what I know. It's 2 Timbits.
Hey, fat kid likes food. Good thing I had a belly, otherwise I would have never pushed my auger through the ice with the dull blades. Okay, here's our new boss right here. Nash.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, he's got a couple of jack in his hand there.
Yeah.
I hope he caught him and not Eric, because then we got to listen to Eric all the time.
They probably washed up dead.
Hey?
The old pickle rigs caught him there. The PRs
that's what he said. Pickle rigs. I didn't think they sold those out there.
Yeah. No, he probably took him down.
Hey?
He hit him in his shoes, probably.
Here's Grayson with a 27-inch greenback.
Nice.
I saw him catch that. That was a nice one.
Was that the whole group when you guys went out?
Yeah, and it was good for Gray there. He hasn't really caught many fish this year. He's been out a few times with us with the old goose egg. So it was nice to finally hook into a nice big one for him. So.
Okay, and this one is a pike. John Gray. Or no, not John Gray. Sorry. Where are we here? See, I already screwed it up.
From the south there, right?
Yeah.
Is that Pelican?
I don't know if it's Pelican. No, I don't think it's Pelican. I got it written down somewhere, of course. See, this is
the same places where it's the same place where there's going to be that tournament. So the day before Kidfish, I think.
Is it the day before Kids Fish? I know we got to go through all the tournaments yet too.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's an 8-footer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Man, anybody catch any of those? Anybody go for those in this group?
Sailfish?
Sailfish.
Not yet.
Yeah, I have.
Did you guys see that photo going around to the paddlefish? I'm trying to figure out how the heck they got a paddlefish up the hole.
I think they cut multiple holes. So here's another guide on the lake, Kingsland, with this big laker. He's what is it? I wrote it down too. Jesus, I suck at this. 39.5 inches.
Yeah.
So
that's impressive for Lake of the Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's Lake of the Woods.
Lake of the Woods. You didn't go up north.
Hey, Santos, there's one you didn't eat. There.
His
Long-time
lucky
member
spot.
of the show, Gabriel with a sturgeon.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. You know what? I hear a lot of people are heading to like the Assiniboine River to go catch those right now.
Yeah. Eh?
Yeah. It's
I definitely like to go to the Forks there and pop up alongside the skating rink and
it's pretty cool to see them on live imaging. You see the humps and everything on their backs.
Yeah.
Really, eh?
So
Yeah.
defined.
So here's Bridget. She's got a 30
nice.
and a quarter. You guys, here's the problem. I have a problem with this. He gave himself an extra quarter of an inch just to beat his wife. I bet you that's what happened.
Hey,
Hey, yeah. Happy Valentine's, honey. Here's I
Yeah,
got an
yeah,
extra
it's-
quarter inch. Okay.
Well, a quarter of an inch makes a difference to a lady.
Yeah, that's what they say. Okay, now we got to keep it clean. To me, this photo here, it pretty much sums up a person's excitement for catching fish, and this is probably the photo of the year, and it should be on the cover of next year's magazine book or synopsis. Right there.
Nice. Yeah.
That's a great
Like,
photo.
Awesome.
that's complete excitement right there.
Definitely.
That's her first fish of the year, and that's all of them.
Yeah.
That's all our photos for Beast of the Week. So, who's the winner? Hey, do you guys remember them all now?
man,
I honestly, I think that young lady at the end,
100%.
yeah.
the face says it all.
The young girl wins, eh?
Now,
Just
girl.
because she was so happy to catch it.
Yeah. So, well, guys,
Even
I'm
happier
gonna.
than
Hey, go ahead.
even happier than me when I catch a sauger.
You know how pissed off Brady's gonna be that his Laker didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. That's hilarious. So,
Hey, you didn't put up the 13-pounder.
hang on, wait.
Oh, hold on. Let's see.
I gotta get it out of my phone now. Oh, yeah, I gotta get out of my phone. Just hang on. Jesus, that's a slob.
That was a good fish, man.
Okay, I'm just gonna put up to the camera.
Wow.
Look at that.
That guy
You know what?
up with me for probably 6-7 years, and he got a 31, and that thing was one of the heaviest fish I've held in many years, and it was over 13 pounds.
Which is a tub of shiners in that thing.
Probably more than a tub of shiners in that
Yeah.
thing.
He
That's
actually
awesome,
hooked 27 and not 8 to 27 on the way up. So
Yeah.
Seriously.
What was the girth on that thing?
I didn't get a. It was just it was almost suctioning in the hole. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
It
they're
was-
fat and happy right now.
Well, that's a good sign.
And that's what we have to look forward to, though, right? I think, like you're saying, these cycles and that, like these 22s are going to be huge by the time they get to the 28s, 29s, right? Like, I think we got a good couple of years ahead of us, knock on wood.
Well, we have a good spawn, so we get a lot of fish with a lot of food. to
Yeah.
eat.
Yeah.
There it is. Right there.
Nice.
Oh,
Oh, I'm
That's
slowly getting
massive,
faster
though.
with technology. That thing's like, look at
Look at
Look
the
at
belly on
that
that thing, man.
holy.
where's he from?
They're from South Dakota.
Wow.
Nice.
Nice.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah. So
You know what's
And
funny?
that's why.
I was just over from him, and he sets the hook, and it's got a good bend, and I'm like, "Is that a good one?" He's like, "No, eater." Oh wait, big fish in the hole.
Santos
best,
would
man.
say that's what Santos would say. That's an eater.
Yeah. All of them.
Okay, so
You
this
need
weekend, kids fish. Still get tickets, and if you want volunteer, I think they're still looking for volunteers, right, Matt?
Yeah,
So,
I'm sure they can use all the help they can get if you want to help out.
Yeah, so that's this weekend. I had to make sure I got that one in for sure because there's no time left to announce that one. And there's a whole pile more. We're gonna let all the guides go because I know they all got to get ready for tomorrow. So Matt, you're looking very tired. Both Matts actually.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you guys.
Hey, what are you doing?
Nice seeing you, Donovan.
So yeah, thanks guys. Yeah.
What you're looking at here for anybody watching is the cream of the crop for the Lake Winnipeg guides here. There's a lot of guys out there, a lot of flash in the pans, a lot of guys coming into the business now that are doing things the wrong way. Chris works his ass off with those Yetis.
Yeah.
Matt is a class act in those snow bears. Cornell, me and him have been going head to head for years. We've never bumped into each other on the ice. We fish our own bites. We do our own thing. Massive respect for him and his guys. So like I say, message to the other outfitters and to guys booking. You want to book, this is the class of the lake right here. And to the guys who are starting, do things respectfully in the right way.
Yeah.
Very well put.
Very good.
Got the godfathers of the lake, man, right here.
Nice meeting you guys. Nice.
And I'm
talking
going
to
to
you guys, too.
shit hawk every one of you.
Yep.
Okay. Night, guys. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
See you, Matt.
Bye.
Matt. Chris.
Bye.
Donald.
Oh, man.
You keep
Okay.
adding on.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I keep
Oh, there
trying.
we go.
Everybody's trying. There we go. Okay. I just want to go through. I just want to get rid of all these tournaments that are here. So,
Yeah.
Lactabani. We got Lactabani right here.
It's on 25th.
It's on the 25th.
Yeah.
Santos apparently has tickets to give away. He keeps saying he does anyway.
I will have tickets to give away.
We're still waiting on what he's going to do with them.
Someone's going to get them. 2 adult tickets and 2 kid tickets.
Okay, so we got Gimli. That one. It's in March. Still looking for people to help out there, drill holes.
Yeah.
I should be there. You know that.
Yeah. Nice to see this one back.
Yeah.
18th annual fish off.
Yeah.
That one's always a good one. Chris Gahn likes that one. That's how he got his first Verado, bigger Verado with because of that tournament. So, what else we got here? There's so many of them, man. They just keep popping up.
Yeah.
Here's another one. It is Lake Madagosh. That's the one you were talking about, I think, right? So,
I think so, perhaps. Yeah.
yeah. There's so many more. We'll get to them all next week, but because they're all later on. But it'll all be good.
Yeah.
It'll all be good, man. So
I encourage everybody to try out these tournaments, even the kidfish. That was one of the first ones I took my kids to. Great time, man.
Yeah.
And try them all out.
Sorry I couldn't get to all the comments, you guys, but thanks for watching and sticking around. Once again,
great show.
I want to thank Matt, Donovan, and Chris Gahn for coming on.
Yeah.
So those guys are all a class act. We had Kingsland on the other week, and they all have the same thing to say. Our fish are fat and they're finicky to get, but you just got to work them. So next week the boss is back. I get a break.
Oh.
We may have new hosts after that.
I'll get fired. One or the other, man. Something like that.
Yeah.
So,
new hosts.
But for the sick one, Santos, I'm not the king of Sauger anymore. Leon and myself, Mike Detoli.
Have a good night, everyone.
Have a good evening, everybody, and stay safe this week. See ya next week.
See ya.